Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening to one and all. Firstly, let me fully introduce myself. My name is Shanice. Some of you may know me by Shen, right? Um, I really want to take this time to appreciate every single one of you for jumping on this opportunity call, right? I know some of you maybe you're coming from work, you're seeing about the kids, dinner, all of that. I assure you we won't be long tonight, right? So, let me just firstly say I don't believe in coincidences. So, you being here tonight, it's not by coincidence. Somehow you believe that this opportunity can be the it for you, right? So, tonight, I want to let you all know that this opportunity, we are looking for serious individuals who are thirsting for change, who want to implement that change to have a better life, right? Tonight's call is going to be conducted in a very professional way. We are looking for serious individuals who is ready to build that future, right? Not everyone is going to be the one to do this. Not everybody's going to be qualified. And you will know why I say qualified later on. You'll know why I say qualified, right? We are looking for that individual or individuals to build a legit business, right? This opportunity that you are here, that you're about to hear tonight, and that you're about to witness, it comes from an organization with a powerful chain of command, from the CEO to the president to the VP to even mentors and leaders. Now, I have the greatest opportunity to work very close alongside my mentors and even the president, along with my entire team. This evening, it gives me the greatest pleasure to introduce my mentor, someone who is more than qualified to guide you onto the right path, right? Someone who I look up daily to, and someone who coaches us along the lines. This individual goes by the name of Mr. Richard Liang Gabriel. Now, Richard is a former software engineer for the quarries that he managed with the Ministry of Energy right here in Trinidad and Tobago. So, yes, he was in the field of work just like everyone else. He was also an entrepreneur, excuse me, an entrepreneur that worked in US companies that generated over $1 million US a year in sales, right? He's a successful entrepreneur and now he's a six-figure earner, right? He has also ventured into becoming a full-time trader in Forex, crypto, and now in stock options for the past 8 years. He's a mentor, a leader, and most important, someone who's passionate about helping individuals, serious individuals. And that's what I said. Not everyone will be qualified for this opportunity, right? So tonight, we want to ask each and every one of you to take at least 30 to 40 minutes out of your busy schedule. Take out a pen and a paper if you have to and absorb the information. Like one of my mentors always said, Mrs. Gabriel, some of you all may know her as Melanie Kelly. She works alongside every one of us as well, successful in the trading field as well. And she always says, information is free, but what you do with it what really matters. So this information that you're about to hear tonight for the very first time, because most of y'all probably, you're just hearing what's going on and you all want to come and know and get in the know. Well, now you're about to know what's happening here on the grounds, right? So take out a pen and paper, just find yourself in a quiet place and absorb this information. But what you do with it is what really matters, right? So stay locked in, stay focused, and I now proudly hand you over to Mr. Gabriel. Mr. Gabriel, you on the call?
I am. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2. I am. Thank you, Shen. Thank you so much. Extremely happy to share the call with you as always. I just want to congratulate you again, Shen, and appreciate you as always for the kind of effort and your dynamic personality that you always have impacted our community with. Keep up the good work and keep helping people. Okay, so good evening, everyone. I won't diddle daddle. I'll get straight to the point. You heard Shanice speak about my background, about what we have achieved. But tonight's call is not about me. It's about you. And this is not going to be a convincing call. Some of you you're thinking too much already. I want to slow you guys down from thinking for a second. And I want you to have an open mind. There's a saying my coach used to say. He said that your mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. Imagine jumping out of a plane with a closed parachute. You're surely going to die. All right. And that was me. That was me 14 years ago. I used to work, as she said, for the Ministry of Energy. And I brought some pictures this evening to show you all. Okay. This was me 14 years ago. And, this year is my 40th birthday. Thank God no one thinks I look like 40. But I'm very happy and grateful that from 26 years of age, I found a mentor and coach who helped free me from a job that was really sought after by a lot of people. So right after university, I did a major, double minors, and a bunch of other little things because I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. But I had a mom just like yours who said, go to school, get good grades, graduate, get a job. I did that, and I did it not too well, but pretty well enough that not that I could have gotten a job, guys. There are people who came out of UE and university that could not have gotten a job. I'm very open, and I told people, you know what? I got my job because of not who I knew, but who knew me. And in this world that we live in, if you have to get to the next level, you got to take full accountability and realize how real life is. Lives. Okay? And some of you right now are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I want to speak to the people who want to win because that is where I was. I had to have an open mind to get out of the 8 to 4. And I had to have an open mind to see past my circle of friends who were stagnant. So I had to change my circle. And there's a gentleman that helped me do this. I'll share with you who he is shortly in the presentation. But this gentleman has made over $30 million in his career. He has also helped people to make millions of dollars. And that is one of the best advice I could give you guys. If you want to exceed or succeed or excel in a specific field, you need to find people who are successful in that field. Wouldn't that make sense? So after this call, I am going to challenge you not to go and talk to your spouse or your best friend or your girlfriend or boyfriend that was not on this call to ask them for advice. That is like me going to the vet and asking the vet, how do I change, the battery in my hybrid Benz? He won't know. So who is going to be the one at fault? The vet for giving me the advice or me? That is the first thing I'll let you know. So this evening, I'm going to speak to you from the standpoint of being someone that has been an employee. I've been in traditional business. My wife was the first person to bring iPhones into Trinidad and Tobago. Did very well in traditional business. We went into import-exports, traveling to China, all over the world, doing all of that. Roll on, roll off, a whole bunch of things, guys. I firsthand met somebody and saw somebody who was very, very courageous, in my opinion, because I was just academic, okay? And I was reserved, didn't like presenting, didn't like talking to people, didn't like sales. That was not me, guys. But what was happening is that my dreams were so big, I didn't care about being right. I wanted to be rich. And some of you right now, you need to not be right. Because your thoughts right now are going to keep you where you are. and you have reached a point in your life that your best thoughts have helped you get there. So if like me, I had to borrow the thoughts of a multimillionaire. And when he told me, Rich, you need to learn new skill sets. I said, but my mom is telling me go back and do my master's. And then he said, well, didn't you tell me your sister have her master's and still can't get a job? I said, that's true. I said, but that is the way I was brought up. He said, well, the way that you were brought up, go and look very carefully and see how many of those people are multimillionaires. And I know it really clicked there. And I got what's called a conscious interrupt. That conscious interrupt led me down a path to start looking to see how I could make myself more valuable by learning new skill sets. So this evening, you're going to see a bunch of services and you're going to see some valuable information that will take you to the next level. And guys, from up front, I'm telling you, you're in the right place right now on this call. Okay? So I quickly transitioned out of that. I worked for 2 years of my life at my job. I quit my job after, and I started to travel the world with Mr. Edwin Haynes. Lived in Nigeria, Kenya, UK, all over the world, and have been adding value to communities all over the world, guys. Now that I'm back in Trinidad and Tobago, I was pretty reluctant to come back out into the open, into the public, because I was quite contented, being a full-time trader with my wife, enjoying my kids now, and just being home. But I realized that the country that I was born in, that I've been back now in for now, I think it's 4.5 years now back, a lot of people have been getting burnt, in an industry that I know you can excel in. The reason why we're doing this is because we know what we have will help many people. Many, not everyone. The disciplined ones who want to learn. The ones who want a get-rich-quick scheme, you could leave this call right now. This is not for you. The ones who want to make money extremely fast and do nothing for it, leave this call now. You have my permission. But if you are ready to take up a high-paying skill set and put in the work, you will be like some of the people who will testify this evening on this call. You'll be like my good friend now, Kizzy, who's now in Miami, who left her TN Tech job after working there for 12 years, and in 5 months learning this high-paying skill set, she fired her boss. And now she could make good money weekly from a skill set that no one could take from her. That is the type of impact that we're going to have and that we're having right now in the Caribbean and also in 6 other countries. So people are starting to hear about us. You're starting to see people on TikTok, our community growing, and it's because of these services. This lady, her name is Jessica Ramos. I'll speak about her as well. I met her in Dubai, and she is one of the reasons why we are very excited this evening on this call and at our in-person sessions, and for all the persons who are eager to learn a high-paying skill set as an exit strategy or as a new skill set that you want to add to your portfolio, whatever it might be, you're in the right place. So the presentation that I'm going to share here, the company name is Iconic. Okay? The company's name is Iconic, and it's a very strong name because we want people to have that kind of icon lifestyle. An icon lifestyle means that you have more time and money in your favor. Okay? Now, we have a disclaimer. We make no guarantees, ladies and gentlemen. If this is the first time you come into a presentation where they will say, listen, we don't guarantee you anything, you should be excited. Because the only guarantee it has here, guys, is that you put in the work and you reap the rewards. That is the guarantee you have every day when you wake up off your bed. If you don't step off that bed, go brush your teeth and travel or go to your job or go to your business, there's no guarantee that you're going to get paid or anything like that. As my coach always used to tell me to before I left my job, he said, you are only as good as your last paycheck. And your boss only pays you enough to keep you working there. Right? So I had a little reality check. And what we're going to share this evening are 2 ways to add value to you. Okay? This is all about you guys. 2 ways. And you could be excited about both of them because we will help you with both of them. So we're a community growing within the Iconic company. We call ourselves Team Legacy because this is actually my last run that I'm doing out here in terms of helping communities, building, adding more value. This is my last time I'm coming out, guys. I don't want to do this forever. But in my last run, like I did before with other companies, we have helped people make tremendous life-changing money. So the first skill set that you will have access to is in the financial markets. Now, ladies and gentlemen, some of you on this call have never, ever experienced the financial markets. Some of you have tried, and some of you right now are doing pretty well, okay? But there's a place for every and each of one of you on this call. If you're a complete beginner, you're intermediate, or you are at an advanced level, and I'm speaking to you as an advanced trader who saw these services and said yes to them. Okay? And I'm going to explain to you what is legit and what is not, so that when you leave this call, you should know the distinct difference between legit and not legit, so that no one can play with you anymore. Okay? Let's move on. Now, as I'm going to go through the presentation, I want you guys to understand what's happening in the world today. Besides all of the tariffs and all of the elections going on, guys, those things don't faze us. As traders, I honestly did not even know elections was coming around. To be quite frank, I did not know. Because as a trader, my economy, I create my economy. As traders in the world, you will see a lot of traders. You could go on YouTube and you see a bunch of them. They have their own independent, it's like they live in a bubble, because they control their economic situations and they can live anywhere in the world. And that is the kind of opportunity you have today to learn this skill set. Now, the world is evolving. And if you are not evolving, you're going to be left behind, ladies and gentlemen. I know some of you have moms and dads like mine who want to keep you in one line of thought. But if you have to survive how this world is changing, you have to be like Netflix. You have to be like Uber, Amazon. All of these disruptive companies have made other companies go out of business. How many of you on this course still go to cinema? You still go to Cab School, Globe, Palladium, all those cinemas? How many of you go to movie tongues or those things? Caribbean, in Trinidad and Tobago, there are a few of them. Most people right now are home, sitting on the couch, clicking a button. Netflix has taken over. It's disruptive. Even Uber in Trinidad and Tobago, I know I've seen TT Rideshare. Okay, I hope I'm calling it right. TT Rideshare, that has disrupted the flow of taxis too. So what we are showing you this evening is something that has been disrupting the world, the way that people make money, because we are now helping people to learn the skill set the best way possible with the right educators. Now, Iconic is a global company. That means that you could also have reach in 181 countries that this company is opening. And your earning potential is just a click away, guys. You could wake up, you could control your time. So like for me, let me just get into my life a little bit. Today, I made a little bit. Today was a slow day in trading, but it was like making 246 US in, let's say, 30 minutes. 30 minutes, okay? My wife, Melania Kelly, she did probably 700 in, 15 minutes. Are we talking US dollars here? That is a different lifestyle, guys. It doesn't matter if you have a degree, if you have no degree. It doesn't matter your race, your creed, your color. It does not matter. This service is open to people who want to learn and who have a desire for freedom. Time freedom and money freedom. Now, the startup cost is very low for the value and the educators and all of the services I'm going to share with you. Okay? Now, these three gentlemen, Mr. Edwin Haynes, Hassan, and Gerard, they are the three amigos that I know very well. Mr. Edwin Haynes is my personal coach. He's the reason why I partnered with this company and no other company, guys, because I don't join companies and do things just like that. If I establish myself with a company, my integrity and my reputation precedes that. Okay? I'm just letting you know. I knew that Mr. Haynes, what he has always done with companies, he has taken them to billion-dollar status. That is his resume. People know him for that. He was big in oil and gas, real estate, but he was also a tycoon in the industry of sales. And this is the man who I've decided to follow. Look at the words carefully I'm saying. I followed him, not someone who was failing to show me the way to go and build businesses properly. There's a difference, guys. So he's the president of this company now. And because of him sharing with me the services, I trusted him. I looked at them. And because I've been trading for a while, I could differentiate between good education, good services, and what is not. I could distinguish between what is a scam and what is not. So to let you guys know, this company is a pure educational company, which does not take your money from you. It doesn't promise you no returns, no guarantees, 10%, and then they run away with your money, and 5% and 100%. Zero of that. You put in the work, you could free yourself for life. Because this industry, there's no cap on the amount of money you could make, guys. There are people who make $250,000 and more, and $1 million in a day trading, guys. There's no cap with that. You just need to have access to the right educators. Now, what gives this company more credibility is the organization called Inc. 5000, inc.5000 on the bottom left of the screen. They are a very reputable organization in America, and they look at the top 5,000 companies within the last 3 years that have had the most impact, the biggest growth, and this organization was number 1. That speaks for itself. Mr. Hassan, young gentleman, but a very, very strong leader in terms of his vision, what he wants. You know, they say people perish for lack of vision. When I met him in Dubai last in November, we were very fortunate to go out there where he invited my wife and I both. We actually qualified. Guys, qualified for a free trip for a week to stay at the best on the Palms, the most expensive Dubai hotel, guys. Everything paid for, till the point where my wife, her belly got upset because she ate so much. Right? We had to call in a doctor, but it was a good experience because Dubai was on our bucket list. We just didn't know when, but the fact that we wrote it down and everything, all of our goals we write down. And some of you on this call, you write down your goals. You need to revisit them. We wrote down one of our goals and I said, wow, look at that. We got a call that we have to be in Dubai, and we didn't even know it would have came about, but we wrote it down. And it just so happened that the divine being used people to come and bring the gifts to us. So the same way that Mr. Haynes, he's being used by a divine power to bring more gifts to us. So for me as a trader, I have seen extraordinary gains in using these services in the last year that I've been with Iconic compared to where I was, what I was making previously as a trader. Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about the financial markets very quickly. This, ladies and gentlemen, and you should be very upset and excited at the same time when I talk about this. This Forex, stocks, and crypto is a stolen and lost skill set that we are now empowering people with properly. You see, because they will never put this in your academic syllabus. Not in your primary school. I don't see it in my daughter. She's 6 years old. She doesn't come home and talk anything about making money. Right? My son, 2 years old, preschool, nothing about making money. But now we have access to this, that even a child can learn this from young to learn how to become an ATM machine. And this is why, you know, I like to work with people who have open minds and who want to learn. There are people out here who are walking around and they should be 6 feet under already because they're walking around dead. Their brains, they don't want to learn anymore. They, as soon as they finish school, they just want to chase the dollar, but they don't understand how to make money. You have to add value to the marketplace or make yourself more valuable. So that's why people struggle in life, because they have the wrong concept, ideologies about how to generate income. Because we do not make money, we generate income as a byproduct of value. So if you are right now seeking a way to add more income, you have to take accountability on yourselves and not point to the government and point to the conditions and point to how you were brought up. And say, you know what? I need to take the focus on myself, or else you're going to give away the power that you have. So you need to be sick and tired of doing the same things over and over and expecting a different result. You have to do something differently. So I'm going to share with you how impactful it is, Iconic is, and how you could benefit from these services if you choose to. Okay? The ball is in your court. We have a service that they just released called Swipe to Trade. It's a new service, ladies and gentlemen. I do not have the full history because it's new in terms of how good the risk, the reward, the profit margin is, in terms of how well it does. It's a new service. But as these services roll out, I myself, I'm now on this service, okay? Some people are excited about it, Swipe to Trade, where they could just swipe and they could now get the traders to put the trade onto their platform. And let me roll back for a second just to clearly help you guys understand the legitimacy of what we have here. In trading, this is just an educational part. In trading, you need to understand as a trader, forget the company for now, forget all of that. You as an individual could start to trade today if you feel like, on your own. You could go set up a broker. There are thousands of them out there. Just pick a regulated one, an A-book regulated broker. If you don't know one, find one. Please do not choose an unregulated broker. You could deposit your money in it, register, set up everything properly, your ID, verification, everything like a bank account. And you could deposit money into your broker. And then you could go download an app called MetaTrader 5, connect your broker to the app, and you could start trading. But why would you go and start trading without the education? See what I'm saying? There are people out there who think, okay, I could trade and make money. They're just studying the money. They're putting the car before the horse when they should be attacking the education, sharpening the axe so you could chop the tree once and it drops. Not chopping 500 times and failing and then quarreling with yourself and feeling depressed. So what we do is we try to help people's psychology in this community. And that's why we're having so much success with people, long-term success, because people need to have a brainwash. Okay? So swipe to trade is simply a service where when you swipe to take the trade from these professionals, it will be placed into your broker account that you set up, and they will put in the entry, the stop loss, and the take profit. That's how that works. Very, very simple, not rocket science. I don't need to explain this anymore. Then we have the academy. The academy, ladies and gentlemen, is where you get to interact and learn with live sessions where you can ask them questions and answers. And you also have recordings. So for those of you who are very busy, I have many busy people that message me when I post up little things on the beach, on my TikTok, or doing this at what time of the day? 11 a.m. on a Tuesday or a Friday. And they're like, listen, I'm working very hard. I make money, but I have no time. How could you do this? I say, well, I learned a high-paying skill set that gave me back my time and gives me money. Those are the two things I wanted. Not money and no time. That doesn't make sense. Okay? So in the academy, if you are busy, there are recording sessions so that when you prioritize your schedule, you now could put a little emphasis on learning this high-paying skill set. Guys, I'll tell you right now, you are one skill set away from your breakthrough. Write that down. You are one skill set away from your breakthrough, and that is all you need to focus on. Forget about the money. Focus on the skill. Okay? This app that we have as well, you could download it on Google Play or Apple Store. The Solex app is available where you can interact with the traders. So this is where they will send you some copy and paste trades. We have a young girl right now, a young lady. Her name is Brittany. You might see her online as well. And she decided to take this one very seriously with Plutus Trades. And she has been doing copy and paste trading, which is a service we offer as well. One of the services. And she has been, doing tremendously well and helping people along the way as well. Okay? So we have this app where they send you trades from Plutus and other traders that you could copy and paste trades. Okay, guys? Now, we also have another service called Monaro. Monaro is an artificial intelligence software, and you could learn to use this tool through a boot camp that we have by Ralph, who's the educator, and you will be able to do everything after that. Okay, this tool sends you trade setups, and as you see, it has an 85% effectiveness. Ladies and gentlemen, I used this tool before this company. I can tell you that this tool alone, this harmonic scanner, this company, the CEO, he was telling me that for 5,000 US, they would lease this tool out to companies too. That's the kind of value this thing has. Okay. Next we have here, I would say the icing on the cake. Okay. And as Shen started, everyone, nothing happens by chance. I've been a part of the company just over a year now. And I was sleeping on this. Stock options, it is a game changer, ladies and gentlemen. And let me explain why. Remember I shared with you this lady, Jessica Ramos? If you want, you can look her up on IG. Her handle is stock, STOCK _Bay, BAE. Stock _Bay. She's real, guys. But she's a extremely serious educator. Yes, she makes money, but she's an educator. How many of you remember when you went to school and you're probably failing in a subject, and then you say, you know what, I need to go and get lessons. And the lessons teacher was much better than in school when they were just trying to ram the syllabus down your throat. I also was in that space too. I only fell in love with maths when I had a very old lady teach me. She was, God rest her soul, she was at about 69. And I used to spend 3 hours with her on a Saturday. And that lady made me fall in love with maths. I never knew numbers could be so nice. Okay? And that lady helped me to pass all my maths till I went to the point of doing further maths, add maths, all those things because of her. So what I'm trying to say is that the educator matters. That's why I know people could succeed here, and that's why people are succeeding. Jessica Ramos, it is $300 US per hour. That is about 700, 200, 2,000, 2,100 TT dollars if you do it by 7 per hour. 80% of the country, this country that I'm in right now, if you're on the call, because this is an international call, if you're in my island right now, 80% of people cannot pay that. 2,100 an hour. So when you see us very excited and you see our stories being posted out there and you see people winning, you know why. We have exclusive access to one of the G's, one of the world bosses, I would say, Jessica Ramos, who is articulating and showing people how to trade profitably. Not just stock options, guys. It just so happens that she's the stock options educator on the platform, but she made her first $250,000 in Forex, and she's trading for about the same time as me. And I'm like, if she made the shift to stock options, maybe I should too, right? And she's the only educator on the platform that has created 6 and 7 figure income earners. That is in dollars. Now, one of the things I like about stock options is because it compounds your money. So for those of you who are Forex traders, binary traders, whatever it might be, this is so much cooler, so much better. Because as you enter the trade, your money compounds. It is more lucrative, guys. I am blown away that I could spend sometimes 15 minutes on the chart and make so much money. And the way that she teaches it, guys, I'll show you something. Let me just show you something very quickly. Don't want to take up too much time here, but so this is what the recorded sessions look like. Ladies and gentlemen, every one of you on this call, you have 24 hours in a day. No one has 24 and 1 second extra. So the difference between where you are right now and someone else who's winning is what are they doing in that 24 hours? And time is going to pass anyway. This is the 1st of May. 1st of May. And a lot of people's goals have been crushed already because they were in the bootcamp with us in our 90 days bootcamp when it started in February. You just were not there. You just didn't hear the information in time, but maybe it wasn't your time then. And some of them have left their jobs already. Some of them are making hundreds every week. Guys, it is because of the 20 hours they spent here that they dedicated, and I've seen them firsthand, spending hours watching the videos, doing the assignments. Our community, we provide a community too, where when you get the assignments, because you have assignments to do too, when you submit the assignments, I take it out of my good time to support the community, to vet the assignments so that I could give the community feedback. Okay, so everything we're doing is to give back to the communities so we can empower more people. Okay, now 21 hours, guys, or 20 hours. Can you find that in the next 12 months so that you at least, let's say in the next 12 months, you dedicate your time to go through those 20 hours over and over and over until you understand it at your leisure. That is a kind of guarantee, guys, that listen, if after 12 months of practicing and going through this, you could get 500 US a month for the rest of your life, how many of you will do that? Honestly speaking, don't worry about how much it costs. I just asked you a serious question there. If for the next 12 months, and I'm stretching it to 12 months, guys, it doesn't take that long. And 12 months is still less than a degree. And you can make at least 500 US a month extra for the rest of your life and become an independent boss trader. Isn't that worth it? And let me show you the price point that tops it off even more now. It is not 300 US an hour. It is 200 US for the month to get everything I spoke about just now for a life of freedom. 200 US for the first month, and then 149 a month thereafter to keep access to all of that. Copy and paste trades, Solex, stock options, swipe to trade, Plutus, the academy, all of that. And the bonuses, we have started our own community where people who are not that tech savvy, people who need help, you could come out, okay? Where we gather, we have SAPA location. We need a bigger room because it's growing really fast organically because we haven't been marketing really hard, guys. We are now doing the marketing a lot because we're seeing the results and it's natural. Most of the people who got started with us, guys, that you see probably on TikTok and social media, they started as a customer. They started because they wanted to learn the skill set. And because they saw how good it was, we are organically growing and we are very sincere in what we do. So we have UE this weekend. We just locked UE. And we may need to have the auditorium later on because we spend 3 hours with groups. It's a very family friendly community, right? And when people show up, people are like, wow, I saw you in the chat. Nice to put a face to your name, right? So this is the kind of things that we're doing, guys, that is very real and substance. So when people put their money in for the education, okay, they are going to get value for their money. All right. Now, with that being said, I want to bring on uh, a very dynamic person, someone very close to us as well. She is a influencer. She is also not only an influencer, she's a huge inspiration to many people who thought they could not do it. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's someone that, my wife and I both have a lot of respect for. She's a very intelligent person, guys, in terms of when she thinks, she puts things together really well. I like the way that she conducts her community and how she looks out for others. And when she decided to get started, it was really impactful, her story and where she has come today. Do we Shakila, are you on the call?
Yes, I am,
Awesome. So Shakila is
coach.
a stay-at-home mom. I asked her to be on the call to give you guys a testimonial this evening on, and Shakila, you can take it away, share with them your experience, anything that's on your heart this evening.
Okay. So, hi guys. For me, honestly, I see this opportunity as a once in a lifetime type opportunity because when I started 11 months ago, it's going to be a year just now. For me, I was at a really low place. Like financially, emotionally, I was just so down because I always wanted to do this thing, this whole financial freedom, make money online thing. I always felt like I was just destined for more than I was getting. I had no clue how, but I just knew that I wanted more. And after being scammed multiple times, after the last month, I started to feel like giving up, right? But something, something just wouldn't let me. My husband actually was talking to me and we were talking about different ways that we could get back into the game. And honestly, guys, I was real negative. I didn't want no part of this whole thing. I only thought about this opportunity because it seemed like, it was working for someone else who was watching on TikTok. And then he said, let's just give it a try. I said, okay, well, let's do it. But if I'm doing this thing, I'm not telling anybody about this thing. I'm just gonna sit down and learn the skill and leave it like that because they say we do not need to promote. Guys, I sat down in one onboarding class and I saw everything that I had access to laid out for me, as well as access to a community of other like-minded people who also trying to make money online. And now I had access to mentorship right here in Trinidad and Tobago, which was crazy, yeah, because guys, mentorship is pricey. So being able to get that as part of the package is what changed the game for me. I couldn't keep quiet, right? I started to tell people about it because for me, I saw value. I know some people are like, well, I'm not going to talk until this and until that. But for me, what I saw here was education that I wish I had a couple of years ago. I saw credibility, I saw integrity, I saw that this company has no control of my money. All they are doing me is teaching me a high income skill that I could use indefinitely, that I could teach to my children. So it was like a no brainer. I got in, I put my head down, I did the studies, I did the work. I was in about three of Jessica's bootcamp. Two was offline and one was live. And I just put everything I got into it and I saw the results. When I took my very first trade live, I'll never forget that. That was my first 200 US that I made from stock options, and I made that in minutes. That blew my mind because I'm like, if I could do this once, it could do it again and again and again. And I did. To the point I started getting a little carried away when you were drawing. But the point is, what you have here is real. It is real knowledge. It is real education. It doesn't matter your age or anything like that. As long as you are willing to do it, I believe anyone can do this thing. As well as you have access to amazing mentors and coaches that literally take you step by step. As long as you are willing, they are willing to run with you. I went from being broke and depressed to being the highest income earner in my family, which is crazy. So for me, as a stay-at-home mom, I just tell everyone my biggest regret is not running for this opportunity as soon as I saw it. Because I saw it, I watched a video, I let it pass. And I have to thank my husband for actually making sure that we were in this position today, that I can sit here and tell you guys that this company and this opportunity, it is amazing. Take it seriously when you're making your decision.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Shakila. And keep up the good work as well. Shakila is also what you call a influencer 1000 right now, heading to very quickly to Prodigy. And I'll explain to you what that means as well, because we make money multiple ways here, guys. And if I don't think anybody has a problem making money more than one way, especially when we have bills left, right, center, up, down, corner, all over. All over your back is bills. So you need to have more income. So one, as I said, you would have the high paying skill set that you're learning. And I don't want people to rush that, guys. Yes, you might hear some people making extraordinary amounts of money very quickly, but that is an anomaly. In trading, guys, I want, our biggest goal is to have a community of persons who are educated, who could look at the charts, just like how you look at a book and read. You could look at the charts and read it, guys, and make money. And it doesn't matter how long it takes you. You deserve to learn this skill set, not just for you, but for your generations. Okay? Now, with that being said, I need to clear up what is the not legit opportunities. There are companies out there that take people money and they promise you returns. You would have to put your money on a platform. They run away. You hear the platform disappear. All sorts of things happen. Those things, guys, stay away from them. What we have here is complete just raw education. And that is what people should be hungry for. Okay? Now, I want to move on to the business side very quickly as we wrap up. Guys, there's so many ways to make money here besides the trading. The reason why we are aggressively going at the compensation plan that this company offers is because of my experience. Guys, I've been in the network marketing space for over 14 years as well. Okay, I've been mentored by people doing $1 million a month, and I was the biggest skeptic. And I'll tell you why. I thought anything that looked like a man at the top and all these things is a pyramid, is a Ponzi scheme. But my coach educated me and he said, Rich, and this is what I want to help you guys with. He said, Rich, you have a degree and everything, right? You're smart enough, right? I say, I think so. He said, okay, now sit down for a second, let me educate you. Because I was ranting and raving, listen, I don't do that type of thing. I don't do sales. But I was being the biggest fool in the world. He said, do you know where pyramids are? I say, yeah, Egypt. I did geography. He said, okay, isn't that the strongest structure known to man that has lasted the time? I said, yes. He said, okay, it's there for a reason. The pyramid structure is the biggest structure and the only structure that man knows that is built for a reason like that. Your home is a pyramid structure. Your job is a pyramid structure. Your business is a pyramid structure. It always has the person at the top, the CEO, whoever it is. You would have your directors, then you would have your middle management, then the more employees, and it gets bigger and bigger. That structure is what people don't understand. But if tomorrow you have to go and start a business, you will be at the top. You might bring in probably some managers, and then you will have some salespeople, and all of the things happen like that in an order. Okay, that is the natural structure. The difference, because people don't understand, pyramid is a good word, guys. I don't know what people are talking about. People just ignore. But let me help you guys understand this. A Ponzi scheme, that is what is wrong. That is when people are trying to get people to join something and there's no product, no service, and it's just money piling in with somebody trying to give you a guarantee of returns, and they keep taking people money and then they disappear with it. So I hope you guys learned something tonight, so that if you have a friend who tries to tell you anything, you could educate them or just turn your head because you know better. And if you know better, you should do better. So what we have here is a legitimate service that customers have been coming in, getting started, and they have been learning and they have been making money and changing their lives. That is what we have here, guys. So the business side of it, I absolutely adore this business model called subscription model. And you know why, guys? If you think of your life right now, if you are not building a subscription model, you're doing it wrong. You're living in the, I don't know what century. A subscription model is the future model. You right now, just the fact that you might have Netflix, you pay in a subscription. And that means money is going out. But what model have you started to build? It's right in front of your face. So that is why I love this, because I said, wait a second, I'm getting to build a business model that is called Sleep Money. And I'll show you guys how much, just to be very open and transparent with everyone. In the last 12 months, this is just for 12 months, this shows how much residual income, you could say it's sleep money. You do the work one time, but you get paid as long as you have the customer base. We got started just over a year ago, guys. I said yes, this is different. I said yes to this opportunity, and they paid us over $50,000 for that 12 months. And that is small money. That money, guys, is money that we will take and just throw into our trading accounts and grow it even more because we have the skill set. So you're getting an opportunity to do the two biggest and best and most sought after industries and learn this high paying skill set and build one of the biggest communities in the world, because this is online and you have to think about this. That's why they say thoughts are things. People need to read this book, Think and Grow Rich. That's all it says in the title. Think, then grow rich. Okay? Love that book. Now, let me show you how this works. The company, instead of having traditional business, the company says, we're going to share with you, based on word of mouth, the profits, because you have the power to build out the biggest community you want and help the company get its incredible services to people who would appreciate it. So if you choose to, because you do not have to, we have people who are just only trading, only in the education, and we have people who are doing both. So we don't pressure people into anything, because I like that, guys. I want to know that, hey, you mean people could come in, study, use the services and make money and don't tell a soul? Yes, you can. And I was like, wait, so if I find someone ambitious like me, who's getting in this early into this incredible company, and you want to destroy this compensation plan with us, you mean we can make up to $1 million a month? Coach was like, yes, you can. I said, I'm in. Hands down. Don't tell me no more. I'm in. Okay? So I don't need to worry about the services. The services take care of my customers. My objective right now is to help more people. I don't need to convince anyone. Go in the class, learn your education, make your money, fine as a customer. But my duty right now is to help more people. Okay? So how does this work, guys? This is optional money, but we don't leave any money on the table. There are less than 200 customers right now from the recording of this presentation. Next year will be a different note. 200 customers registered in Iconic. So you are seeing the best opportunity right now from the ground floor, with all the community and the support, with people with experience to help you through this, to get you to our next level. How much does this pay? We have people right now who are making $100 a month with 4 customers. But guess what? Anytime a customer gets started, you get $50 or $40 or $30 based on the package that they choose. But everyone is getting started with the Elite Pro pack. Okay, the $200 pack, and then $150 a month. So let me talk to my business people for a second. Let me break this down for you so I can show you how fast you could break even, because I was interested in learning how fast I could break even. So if I got started, I said, you know what? I'm not going to waste time. If I put out $200, I want to make that back fast. So all I have to do is invite people, show them the opportunity, and find the ones who want to learn and want to learn a high-paying skill set. If I find 4 people, I'll be getting paid $50. That's $200. I break even, and every month I'm going to make $100. Great. So I had a game plan, all right, while learning the education and learning to make more money. And let me just show you how much more money this thing was very quickly. Before joining Iconic, we would make about $3,000 to $6,000 a month trading, just trading, my wife and I. Since we joined Iconic, we've been touching 5 figures on a month. Last year, November, while on vacation, we don't show all of our income, guys. This is just one we'll show. $26,000 profit for the month. Took out 19, went and blew that on whatever we wanted in Dubai, came back home, started trading again. Okay? That's how incredible this space is. Okay? Now, this here is the reason why people will get big trading accounts too. So you might be struggling right now to put a 500 or 200 in a trading account. We want our community to have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, or 100,000 in their trading account. So by the time they make 10% a month, they're good. So all avenues help you to get to the end goal. You shouldn't shy away from any, especially when you're part of a great community. So it says for someone like Shakila is at 1,000 US a month. I know that Shanice and Shakila are both going to be Prodigy 6K and higher within 90 days, making $6,000 US per month because they're helping so many people internationally, not just here. Okay. But at the end of this year, we have a project to help 20 persons, guys. And we're looking for those 20. Some of them we're working with already to get to $12,000 US per month by helping us build one of the strongest, biggest trading communities out here. Okay. So with that being said, I just want to appreciate you all for jumping on. I know we were here for a little while, but guys, get back to the person who invited you. Saturday, we will be at UE. If you're interested in coming in person to meet us at UE, get back to the person who invited you. They will give you the instructions. We will send out in our WhatsApp group the location as we got the facility today. And we always interchange our in-person presentations and trainings, because it's 3 hours we come out for, at SAPA South and now UE for the East-West Corridor. Okay, so see you guys all at the top together with us. I appreciate you all once again. God bless.